I am inviting you now, my child, my darling, as time is running out. This evening, a voice from above broke through the silence. It's your mother. As you read this, her essence is in your presence. Archangel Michael says, do not disregard this calling. It is possible that the moment will never come again. The skies tremble as your name reverberates through the light halls. There is one last thing she wants to tell you that she didn't tell you throughout her lifetime because she couldn't do it before she died. This is your last opportunity. Now allow your spirit to grow. Please keep from abandoning me until the end. The miracle is approaching. This message is critical and should not be disregarded. If this word speaks to you, please subscribe now to ensure that you never miss another heavenly revelation. The knowledge you're about to learn has the power to change your life. Please type Amen in the remarks section below. If you are willing to receive assistance from God and believe that these statements are true, this is a way to communicate to heaven that your heart is open and attentive. You are being watched by the spirits. The heavens are documenting your decision. What are you going to do? Ignore the voice begging you not to do so, and choose between listening or closing this. Tonight's atmosphere is thick with a message that cannot be delayed. The veil between this world and the afterlife has been lifted, my beloved. Furthermore, your mother's speech has come from the place where time does not exist. You thought she had vanished, yet she is still at her current location. More than the air in your chest or the pulse in your heart, you can feel her presence. She begged God to give her one final chance to speak with you. Archangel Michael has conveyed her words across the blazes of heaven, making them apparent. This isn't an error. This isn't a fake. God is directing you to this spot because He knows that if you do not receive this message right away, you will miss out on an opportunity to experience a moment that was set for your destiny before you were born. When a soul becomes entangled with the body, the truth is hidden. The living and the dying keep secrets, avoid expressing feelings, and stop from conversing. Your mother brought these truths with her when she died and went to be with God. She is now vibrating with light as her love for you is stronger than the silence of death. She was unable to sleep until you informed her of the final fact. She was unable to continue into the gardens of paradise until she spoke the words she had never said to you on earth in your heart. This is why she asked Archangel Michael to bring this to you tonight. Pay great attention as she is not talking about trifling topics before the hourglass empties and her voice fades into the silent void. She addresses the route you are currently on, the perils that surround you, and the hands that seem to love you but are actually holding a knife. She talks about the marvel that carries your name. It is so close you could nearly touch it, but it is so fragile that a single error could completely ruin it. She prayed for you and poured tears of love every night she was alive, unable to sleep. She surrounded you with undetectable murmurs. She maintains that those prayers did not die with her. Instead, they rose like incense into heaven's throne room, where they continue to burn in front of God's altar, appealing for His protection and blessing. I am inviting you now, my child, my darling, as time is running out. This evening, a voice from above broke through the silence. It's your mother. As you read this, her essence is in your presence. The call of Archangel Michael should not be ignored, for it may never be heard again once the moment has passed. The skies tremble as your name reverberates through the light halls. There is one last thing she wants to tell you that she did not tell you during her lifetime, since she was unable to do so before she died. This is your last opportunity. Allow your spirit to grow. Please keep from abandoning me until the end. The miracle is approaching. This message is critical and should not be disregarded. If this word speaks to you, please subscribe now to ensure that you never miss another heavenly revelation. The knowledge you're about to learn has the power to change your life. If you are ready for God to help you and believe these words are real, please put Amen in the comments section below. This is your way of communicating to heaven that you are alert and have an open heart. You are being watched by the spirits. The heavens are documenting your decision. What are you going to do? Ignore the voice begging you not to do so and choose between listening or closing this. Tonight's atmosphere is thick with a message that cannot be delayed. The curtain between this world and the afterlife has been lifted, and your mother's voice has been heard from a place where time does not exist, my beloved child. You thought she had vanished, yet she is still at her current location. More than the air in your chest or the pulse in your heart, you can feel her presence. She begged God to give her one final chance to speak with you. Archangel Michael has conveyed her words across the blazes of heaven, making them apparent. This isn't an error. This isn't a fake. God is directing you to this spot because He knows that if you do not receive this message right away, you will miss out on an opportunity to experience a moment that was set for your destiny before you were born. When a soul becomes entangled with the body, the truth is hidden. Secrets are kept between the living and the deceased. There are no words said and no feelings expressed. Your mother brought these truths with her when she died and went to be with God. She is now vibrating with light as her love for you is stronger than the silence of death. She was unable to sleep until you informed her of the final fact. She was unable to continue into the gardens of paradise until she spoke the phrase she had never said to you on earth in your heart. That is why she begged Archangel Michael to bring this to you right away tonight before the hourglass emptied and her voice faded into stillness. Pay close attention. She is not discussing minor topics. She addresses the root you are on the perils that surround you and the hands that claim to love you but conceal a dagger within them. She talks about the marvel that carries your name. It is so close you could nearly touch it, but it is so fragile that a single error could completely ruin it. She prayed for you and poured tears of love every night she was alive, unable to sleep. She surrounded you with undetectable murmurs. She maintains that those prayers did not die with her. Instead, they rose like incense into heaven's throne room, where they continue to burn in front of God's altar, appealing for His protection and blessing. Your mother's voice trembles with excitement as she says your name. She claims to have observed you during the silent hours when you thought no one could see your tears and your pain was hidden beneath a brave face. She claims she could not take her sight away from you even in heaven because a mother's love is timeless and unbreakable even when the corpse is lowered into the earth. She asserts, you must be aware that every challenge you have encountered has been integrated into a grander scheme, and none of it has been rendered useless. The betrayals that cut deeper than knives the nights you questioned God, and the days you carried burdens too heavy for your shoulders, all were seen counted and are currently being redeemed. She claims that the time is approaching when the misery you have felt will be alleviated by a miracle so magnificent that even your adversaries will be breathless in awe. If you are ready to receive this brilliant miracle and see your pain answered with glory, leave a powerful amen in the comments. Claim the breakthrough that has been engraved for you by allowing your declaration to rise to the sky. This revelation is confirmed by Archangel Michael, who is shown brandishing a fiery sword of light. He declares that the struggle around you is more fierce than you realize, that the forces of darkness have tried to twist your fate but have failed because your name is inscribed in God's fire. Archangel Michael has been tasked with defending you by standing at the entrance to your home and surrounding your stairs with angelic soldiers. He claims that the adversary has been speaking lies into the ears of those around you, arousing suspicion, causing jealousy, and turning people against you. However, he acts as a reminder of the agreement that God has made. No adversary can break. Men do not have the ability to perform your miracle. It is not in the muttering of those plotting against you. It is not hidden in the shadows of jealousy. It is located in the throne room of heaven, where your mother's pleadings continue to reverberate like thunder, and heaven has already made its decision. You've been selected. You are safe. You are currently being raised to a new, unstoppable season. This revelation is confirmed by Archangel Michael, who is shown brandishing a fiery sword of light. He declares that the struggle around you is more fierce than you realize, that the forces of darkness have tried to twist your fate, but have failed because your name is inscribed in God's fire. Archangel Michael has been tasked with defending you by standing at the entrance to your home and surrounding your stairs with angelic soldiers. He claims that the adversary has been speaking lies into the ears of those around you, arousing suspicion, causing jealousy, and turning people against you. However, he acts as a reminder of the agreement that God has made. No adversary can break. Men do not have the ability to perform your miracle. It is not in the muttering of those plotting against you. It is not hidden in the shadows of jealousy. It is located in the throne room of heaven, where your mother's pleadings continue to reverberate like thunder, and heaven has already made its decision. You've been selected. You are safe. You are currently being raised to a new, unstoppable season. However, you must keep alert, my dear. According to your mother, the danger is not restricted to evident foes. The greater threat is the silent compromise, the minor distractions, and the voices that appear innocent but are designed to divert you by just one step off the path of light. She advises you to pay great attention to your spirit. God is communicating with you through indications you have ignored. Inner nudges warning you not to trust particular aspects, unexpected nightmares, and repeating numbers. They're all heavenly messages. She maintains that you are no longer allowed to ignore them. If you honor these voices, they will protect you from loss, deception, and grief. Neglecting them may lead you unintentionally into a trap that was never meant for you in the first place. This is the reason she arrived. Heaven lifted the veil tonight to safeguard your safety and wake you up before it is too late. Feel the atmosphere around you shift when you hear this. Heaven is not far away. It is now in close proximity to you. The spirits are inclined to approach. These words are being infused by the Spirit of God. Your essence understands the truth, which is why your heart beats differently. Be prepared to feel goosebumps, tears in your eyes, or a weight lifted from your bosom at this moment. Confirming that these are not empty words, this is proof that heaven is touching you. They are the living voice of the eternal. God declares, "My child, I have observed your anguish and heard your cries, and I am not tardy. I will then relocate." As so, my beloved, you are unable to stop at this moment. Avoid hasty departure. Please do not dismiss this subject. Carry the key to your breakthrough for the next few moments. If you dismiss this message too quickly, you may miss the command that will activate your miracle. Stay until the end. Continue to remain as your mother has more information to share. Continue to stay as Archangel Michael has not yet finished his warning. Continue to remain as God's hand reaches out to you. Everything in your life can change in an instant if you return to faith. I'd want to repeat that if this message speaks to you, please consider subscribing immediately, as the words of paradise are gradually exposed. Furthermore, the upcoming revelation is imminent. Disconnecting could result in the loss of the very sign for which you have prayed. In this scenario, subscription is about more than just a channel. It is about keeping your heart connected to the current stream of divine truth. Execute the action immediately and let the heavens witness your readiness. According to your mother, the period of confusion and disorientation is over. She has seen you question your own value and if you are actually loved, chosen, and that God truly hears your prayers. She wants you to know that she never forgets about you. Every plea you whispered in the dark, every cry you let out when no one was listening, was heard by the Creator of stars. She brought those prayers up as a precious sacrifice, and they are still present before God's throne. She encourages you to stop thinking about your worth, since God has already told you that you are valuable. You are worth more than gold kings and the entire universe. The enemy is infuriated with you because they know that if you completely accept your true identity, nothing can stop the plan that has been devised for your life. Okay, Archangel Michael, you are now allowed to speak. He informs you that certain people in your vicinity are concerned about your ascension and have been attempting to stymie your advancement. Some people have grinned at you with envy. Some people have whispered but then used their remarks against you when you were not present. Some people even pretended to secure your protection while instilling concerns in your mind. Archangel Michael reveals that their plans will fail because heaven has created a border around you. He claims that the coverings will soon be removed, showing who is on your side and who is opposing you. However, you need not be concerned about this truth because it will bring you no harm. It will release you. God instructs him, "I would prefer that you walk in the light alone, rather than with shadowy individuals who pose as friends. Prepare your spirit, for enlightenment and liberation are on the way. Your mother is approaching and her words are full of affection." She also claims that you have fortitude that you are unaware of. She softly prayed while holding your hand when you were little. She prayed that as you grew older, you would get the strength to deal with cyclones. She feels your requests are the reason you are still alive after you should have died. Avoid additional self-criticism. Avoid assessing your future based on previous failures. You are no longer the same person you were before. You are growing into a person who is more important and superior than she ever thought. She informs you that she is so proud of you that it is impossible to express. Furthermore, she claims that many people have vanity. God is proud of his cherished child who endured against the weight of the universe. Finally, the Holy Spirit speaks in an incontrovertible manner. "My child, you are about to enter a period of heavenly metamorphosis. Things that were meant to harm you will eventually become beneficial. What has been taken from you will be repaid 7 times over. The doors that were shut on your face will be reopened. However, not by individuals, but by myself. The tears you cry in private will shape the story you tell others. Individuals who have disparaged your suffering will be there to see your recovery. They will also know that it was not a coincidence, chance, or fate. My hand was upon you. There is no need for alarm about the delay. Being late does not have any negative consequences. Do not be concerned about the silence. That is where miracles are created behind the scenes. I'm now sorting, aligning, and working. You are not as isolated as you may think. You are almost there, but you are unable to see it at this moment. Finally, the Holy Spirit speaks in an incontrovertible manner. My child, you are about to enter a period of heavenly metamorphosis. Things that were meant to harm you will eventually become beneficial. What has been taken from you will be repaid 7 times over. The doors that were shut on your face will be reopened. However, not by individuals, but by myself. The tears you cry in private will shape the story you tell others. Individuals who have disparaged your suffering will be there to see your recovery. They will also know that it was not a coincidence, chance, or fate. My hand was upon you. There is no need for alarm about the delay. Being late does not have any negative consequences. Do not be concerned about the silence. That is where miracles are created behind the scenes. I am now in the process of organizing, synchronizing, and finishing activities. You are not as isolated as you may think. You are almost there, but you are unable to see it at this moment. If you agree that now is the time for God to transform your life, please express it in the comments. My story is developing as a monument to your faith. Record God's assurance that you will be all right so that you are certain of it. Your mother gently interrupts as if she is whispering in your ear. Exercise caution, my sweetheart. She warns that not all people who unexpectedly express interest in you are sent by God. Some are drawn to the light within you, not because they value it, but because they want to deplete it. She says that discernment will be your most powerful weapon in the next season. Pray before you place your trust in someone. Listen before you take a risk. When you are in need, model your behavior after that of others. This will reveal their actual motives. She conveys a wish to keep shielding you with her arms. However, she is now protecting you with her devotion. Furthermore, the petitions are not prone to weakening. They engulf you like a bright inferno even while you are asleep. Once again, Archangel Michael raises his voice. Fear not the shadows that appear in opposition to you. He claims that the warfare escalates soon before the win. This is why certain things may have appeared heavier recently. The cause of your unanticipated setbacks. What is the cause of the sudden development of storms? This is because the adversary believes your breakthrough is imminent and is making one final attempt to stymie your development. However, the conflict has already been resolved, as Archangel Michael assures you. Take a determined position. Avoid becoming depressed. Do not allow exhaustion to cause you to give up. For dawn is breaking and the light will reveal that you were secure throughout. The Lord says, I am about to open a door that no man can shut. He claims that you will identify it because it will not be obtained via effort deception or begging for praise from others. It will happen abruptly, flawlessly, and without question. It will be accompanied by peace. It will appear to be the missing component you've been looking for. And when it arrives, you'll know that the entire period of waiting was for this. My pain has prepared me for this outcome. This is the blessing that my mother's prayers have brought. It is critical that you do not question when it arrives as God has commanded. Proceed with confidence. It's yours. Your mother's voice is filled with agony as she continues, and the urgency of the situation causes her to almost quiver. She claims to have watched the silent wars you engage in. Your ability to grin in the face of overwhelming emotions. The way you supply fortitude to others while feeling feeble yourself. She emphasizes that she wants you to know that none of this was in vain. She implores you not to believe the myth that your giving has been made ineffective, that your affection was missed. Heaven has been watching. Each time you demonstrated forbearance by forgiving when you may have maintained animosity. Every sacrifice you made while no one was applauding. These artifacts are treasured for all time. But they are not forgotten. God has also recorded them in His book of remembrance. You will soon see the results of all that silent sowing. When it arrives, you will realize that not one tear was wasted. Archangel Michael advances once again. His words are like fire that consumes the shadows. He claims that the adversary has been striving to instill tiredness in your soul, implying that it is easier to leave one's faith than to persevere. However, Archangel Michael claims that this is the most dangerous deceit because the adversary is aware that you are on the verge of a major breakthrough. He understands that by continuing to stand trust and take tentative steps, you will enter the domain that God has already prepared. Archangel Michael recommends against leaving during this period. Keep from backing away. Avoid allowing the enemy to take what is already written in paradise with your name. He raises his sword and says that the opposition you face is collapsing right now. The energies that are invisible to you have scattered. That the storm against you is outweighed by your defenses. Then, beloved child, your mother's voice becomes gentler. She speaks as if she were sitting next to your bed, comforting you after nightmares and wiping tears from your face. She asks, "Do you recall how I consistently advised you to have faith even in the face of fear? I am currently notifying you of this." Confidence. Have faith in the procedures. Have faith in the situation. Have trust that God hasn't abandoned you. She claims that her heart was praying for you even in her last moments on earth. That your life would be defined by victory rather than defeat. That you would not exist in fear, but rather in the assurance that comes from knowing your identity. Furthermore, she claims that prayer has not vanished. It is alive and continues to bathe you in a brightness of light. Please don't keep this finding to yourself. As you become a messenger of hope, deliver this prophetic message to 3 people who need God's direction. The anointing for success in your personal life will be triggered and increased. The Spirit of God's words jolt your soul. I am not finished with you. He claims that the narrative others have created about you is incomplete. What they said, their judgments, and the labels they attempted to apply to you are not the end of your story. God is writing a fresh ending to your story that is far more satisfying than the misery you have experienced. He proclaims, "I will use your scars as evidence. I'll make up for your tardiness with divine timing. I shall use your seclusion to highlight the beauty of my adoration." He tells her that she will not die in sorrow. You will not wallow in loss. You will rise. Many others will benefit as a result of your activities. Life isn't just about you. It is a lighthouse that will guide others through their own obscurity. Once more, your mother murmurs to you, assuring you that the impending changes are nothing to be concerned about. She says, "You have tightly held on to your knowledge, but some of it is actually impeding your progress. It is critical that you do not oppose when God begins to eliminate specific individuals' behaviors or locations." She maintains, however, that these changes are not deleterious. They embody celestial liberation. You are being relieved of duties that are destructive to your future. She says that it is critical to think that the possessions you give up were never meant to stay, and that the possessions you keep will serve as a basis for your future. She urges us not to get discouraged when doors closed for new ones are already opening. The Spirit of God's words jolt your soul. I am not finished with you. He claims that the narrative others have created about you is incomplete. What they said, their judgments, and the labels they attempted to apply to you are not the end of your story. God is writing a fresh ending to your story that is far more satisfying than the misery you have experienced. I'll turn your wounds into evidence. He declares, I will compensate for your tardiness with divine timing. I will use your seclusion to highlight the beauty of my love. He tells her that she will not die in sorrow. You will not wallow in loss. You will rise. Many others will benefit as a result of your activities. Life isn't just about you. It is a lighthouse that will guide others through their own obscurity. Once more, your mother murmurs to you, assuring you that the impending changes are nothing to be concerned about. She says, you have tightly held on to your knowledge, but some of it is actually impeding your progress. It is critical that you do not oppose when God begins to eliminate specific individuals' behaviors or locations. She maintains, however, that these changes are not deleterious. They embody celestial liberation. You are being relieved of duties that are destructive to your future. She goes on to say, you must have faith that what is gone was never intended to remain, and what remains will guide you into the future. She adds, do not weep over closed doors because new ones are already opening before you. Archangel Michael agrees. He claims that curses, generational shackles, and hidden pledges are being broken in the spiritual realm. The power of heaven is breaking the promises that were made over your life. He claims that you may feel heavy objects being lifted, have less odd nightmares, and notice a sudden development of serenity in formerly chaotic regions. That is evidence that God is disrupting cycles and patterns, disconnecting you from creatures that were never meant to have control over you. You are entering a season in which freedom will become your reality, and the same battles that tormented your family line will no longer affect you. Archangel Michael says, you are the one breaking the rule. He believes that you have been chosen to bring a stop to the bloodshed that has befallen those who came before you. You are the conduit via which the family tree is transferred. This is what causes the high tension as well as the forceful wind. If you believe that this blessing will break the plague in your family, please leave a remark stating that the curse will cease with me. This should be a dramatic announcement that you are beginning on a divine mission to bless and free your family. And darling, if this message speaks to you, if you understand that these words are not arbitrary, I urge you to subscribe right away in order to stay updated about the revelations that heaven is giving. Listening once is insufficient to embody the messages provided on a daily basis. The information you are hearing now is only the beginning. More serious warnings, profound truths, and considerable promises will be delivered. Please don't overlook them. Please keep communication and let heaven see your dedication. By clicking the subscribe icon, you demonstrate faith and keep your heart open to God's next divine lesson for your life. Execute it promptly. Your mother's spirit has become more determined, as if she is unable to conceal the knowledge she must reveal. She claims that there are hidden objects in your surroundings that you have yet to discover. Subtle betrayals that your emotions sensed but your head ignored, conversations held behind closed doors, and decisions taken without your knowledge. She claims that heaven is about to reveal these things to you, not to weaken, but to liberate you. She states that for an inordinate amount of time, shadows have remained nearby, disguised as kindness, affection, and loyalty. Nonetheless, God's light is dissolving those guises, and each mask will soon be lifted. She encourages you to avoid clinging to people who have been revealed. Once the truth is revealed, you must refrain from seeking to conceal what God has shown. She says, my child, when God reveals it, is not cruelty, it is mercy. What other reason could you be unoccupied? This image is reinforced by Archangel Michael, who stands upright with his flame-tipped sword. He claims to have engaged in invisible wars in order to shield you from the traps laid by jealous hearts. He believes that the adversary attempted to weave a web of deceptions around your fate, hoping that you would become trapped in it. However, they were eventually defeated by Archangel Michael. He claims that all attempts to curse, imprison, or restrict you have already failed. He claims that you are enveloped in flames and that no darkness can withstand it. And he warns you that you should keep this in mind when the exposure comes. Their loyalty was never based on your safety. Your security was always in God's hands. Your mother's voice then drops to a calmer pitch, as if it were a lullaby that has echoed throughout time. She states that she is aware of your deep desire for stability and steadfast affection. She understands that you want a trustworthy friend. She believes that she felt the same urge throughout her human life. She also prayed that God would keep your heart protected from deceitful connections. She claims that such requests are currently being responded. She assures you that the isolation you sometimes feel is not a sign of desertion, but rather a type of divine protection. God keeps you apart, not because you were overlooked, but because you had been chosen. Individuals that truly value your spirit and carry light will be placed in your way by God at the proper time. She says, relax. Do not act hastily. Heaven has much more planned for you than you have been willing to accept. The atmosphere around you shakes as the Spirit of God thunders through these words. I am preparing to surprise you, my offspring. He claims that the benediction will not meet your expectations. It will arrive unexpectedly and take an unusual route. He claims that you will reflect on the past and realize that the delays, detours, and disappointments were all important stages that eventually lead to this exact moment. He argues, believe me when I say that I have not forgotten the specifics. I have a thorough awareness of your needs that much exceeds your ability to express them. I will react with abundance, not just a scattering. He claims that your story will change so quickly that those who once mocked you will be unable to understand your meteoric rise. He also argues that you will not attain success on your own, but rather through his direction. Your mother says once more, asking you to continue to pay attention to the signs. She claims that God has already communicated with you in subtle ways. He communicates through dreams, recurring numbers, and a startling awakening of your spirit when you meet certain people. She cautions against dismissing these signs as coincidences, since they act as markers of the direction you are taking. She suggests that you take a time to look and listen as God is attempting to get your attention at that very moment. She encourages you to go with awareness rather than blindly, as the adversary has tried to deceive you with distractions. She does, however, guarantee that you will never be misled if you listen to the murmuring. She asserts that I was unable to present you with the most comprehensive guidance while on earth. Nevertheless, I am now in closer contact than ever, and my prayers are incorporated into the guidance that God sends you. Your mother says once more, asking you to continue to pay attention to the signs. She claims that God has already communicated with you in subtle ways, such as through repeating numbers, dreams, and the sudden awakening of your spirit when you encounter specific people. She cautions against dismissing these signs as coincidences, since they act as markers of the direction you are taking. She suggests that you take a time to look and listen as God is attempting to get your attention at that very moment. She encourages you to go with awareness rather than blindly, as the adversary has tried to deceive you with distractions. She does, however, guarantee that you will never be misled if you listen to the murmuring. She asserts that I was unable to present you with the most comprehensive guidance while on earth. Nevertheless, I am now in closer contact than ever, and my prayers are incorporated into the guidance that God sends you. Archangel Michael declares with authority that the financial chains that surround you are melting. He believes that the cycles of rising and falling, the scarcity and lack you have endured, are coming to an end. He claims that provision has been released from heaven and is en route. He says, do not be concerned about the numbers in your account. The numbers of heaven are greater. The image you are currently viewing is temporary. I release something immortal. He warns against being misled by prospects that appear to be too quick, too spectacular, or too appealing. For not all open doors are from God, but he ensures that you will know the right door because it will offer serenity, not pressure, and clarity, not confusion. Furthermore, he claims that by exploring it, you would discover not only enough resources for yourself, but also surplus for people around you. And your mother, your beloved child, is now smiling through tears. She asserts that the impending miracle is for you as well as future generations. She believes that the actions you make today will have a long-term impact on the future. She claims that the chains removed from your life will have no effect on your children, grandchildren, or future generations. She believes that you are the one who alters the family's narrative, the pivotal moment. She warns against underestimating the power of your obedience, as the choices you make today in faith will leave a legacy of illumination for the future. The Spirit of God ends this section with an unbreakable vow. I will carry it out quickly, suddenly, and in such a way that no one will be able to deny it was my hand. He states that you will be amazed, your adversaries will be quiet, your allies will rejoice, and your spirit will be at ease like never before. He begs you to stay with me, to believe in me, and to avoid going back. In that moment, you realize that the message was more than just a collection of words. It was a covenant being spoken over your life. Your mother's remarks suddenly have a trembling intensity, as if she understands that the time for you to make a decision is nearing. She claims that she has noticed the tiredness that pervades your being. She notices how you occasionally question the usefulness of continuing your efforts, the presence of hope, and the potential of miracles. She implores you not to give in to despair. She remembers the fire in your eyes, the innocence that believed everything was possible, and your bravery when you were younger. She wishes to inform you that the light has not been forgotten by heaven. It continues to rage within you. Despite the storms of life's attempts to suffocate it, she pleads, "My child, do not bury your hope, do not bury your dreams, for what God planted in you cannot be killed." It has been anticipating its season, which is quickly approaching. Michael the Archangel speaks authoritatively, his voice resounding across the battlefield like a trumpet. He claims that the hostility you are facing is not a sign of God's desertion. It indicates that you are on the verge of a breakthrough. He claims that the enemy's desperation is indicated by the increase in resistance, since he is aware that his position is deteriorating. Archangel Michael serves as a reminder that you are not defenseless, weak, or alone. He says, "I have been dispatched to defend you, to protect you, and to clear the way for you." Do not be concerned about the approaching storm. It will lessen before you arrive. He claims that the oppressive sense you have been experiencing is not a sign of defeat, but rather the result of childbirth. New vitality is blossoming in your life. This intensity precedes the miracle, just as labor pangs do before delivery. Your mother approaches you, her words filled with compassion and warning. She emphasizes that it is critical to exercise caution with your heart in the coming days. She argues that there will be people who mock your religion, tell you that you are wasting your time by believing in things you can't see, and try to discourage you. She insists that you avoid allowing their doubt to weaken your faith, because she feels God is not asking you to explain yourself to them, but rather that you put your trust in Him. She says, "Remember, my beloved Noah appeared foolish until the rain arrived. Joseph appeared forgotten until the palace door opened, and David appeared vulnerable until the giant fell." Similarly, you will appear tiny to others until God reveals the grandeur that He has been preparing in you. The Lord's voice then arises with force. "I am not a man who should deceive. I will carry out the statements I have spoken." He claims to have already logged the dates and times of your delivery. He claims that nothing and no one can postpone the events that are predetermined for you. He declares that the season of concealment is ending, and the season of disclosure is beginning. He tells you that the things you asked for in tears would soon be revealed to you with gladness. He claims that I am on the verge of displaying my loyalty. Be on guard, since I will make even your foes witnesses to my deeds on your side. Your mother is currently sobbing with happiness and smiling warmly. She has expressed a longing to embrace you in the same way she once did, but she wants you to know that her prayers are holding you with more force than her arms could. She states that she has asked God to surround you with favor, clothe you with kindness, and lead your ways with such precision that you cannot miss the plans He has for you. She claims that she sees angels walking behind you, carrying answers to prayers you thought were ignored. She encourages not to quit up at this point. Solutions are closer than you may realize. And when they arrive, you will realize that I have never stopped loving you, praying for you, or believing in the greatness that God has created within you. The Lord's voice then arises with force. I am not a man who should deceive. I will carry out the statements I have spoken. He claims to have already logged the dates and times of your delivery. He claims that nothing and no one can postpone the events that are predetermined for you. He declares that the season of concealment is ending and the season of disclosure is beginning. He tells you that the things you asked for in tears would soon be revealed to you with gladness. He claims that I am on the verge of displaying my loyalty. Be on guard, since I will make even your foes witnesses to my deeds on your side. Your mother is currently sobbing with happiness and smiling warmly. She has expressed a longing to embrace you in the same way she once did, but she wants you to know that her prayers are holding you with more force than her arms could. She states that she has asked God to surround you with favor, clothe you with kindness, and lead your ways with such precision that you cannot miss the plans He has for you. She claims that she sees angels walking behind you, carrying answers to prayers you thought were ignored. She tells you not to give up at this point. Answers are closer than you may realize, and you will be aware that I have never stopped loving you, praying for you, or believing in the greatness that God has placed within you. Archangel Michael raises his sword, proclaiming that generational curses are being broken. He claims that the difficulties that plague your family, the cycles of disappointment, and the recurring patterns of loss will no longer affect you. He claims that you are the chosen one to break the cycle, change the narrative, and stand where others have fallen. He claims that you are an interruption in your lineage. He warns that the resistance has increased as a result of heaven's decision to terminate the curse and commence the benediction, but he ensures that the victory will be even greater. He promises you will soon notice doors opening that no one in your family has ever passed through. Your faith will bring you blessings that many others can only envision, and your descendants will inherit light rather than darkness. The Spirit of God speaks again, this time with a softness that recalls the embrace of eternity. He claims that I am restoring your health not just physically, but also mentally, emotionally, and in memory. He claims to be reaching into the depths. You stop from softly sharing your hurts. You avoid discussing the disappointments you suppressed because they were excruciating. He claims I am currently in communication with those areas. I am mending the damage that has occurred. I am giving you peace in the place of anguish, joy in the place of grief, and strength in the place of weakness. He asserts that this recovery will not be temporary. It will be enduring. It will be finalized and will prepare you for the upcoming season. Furthermore, your mother's final words on this occasion are included, cherished. She admires you not because you are perfect, but because you persevere. She claims to have seen you fall and rise again, shatter and heal, grieve and still believe. She claims that this demonstrates your fortitude. This is why heaven hasn't freed you. This is why Archangel Michael is personally present. You are not just surviving. You are being shaped into a person of greatness. She encourages you to persevere in your journey, to continue to trust, and to listen to God's voice, for the best is yet to come. It's in the future. Your mother's presence is becoming more powerful, and her voice is almost piercing the boundaries of your heart. She states that she must reveal something you have failed to recognize, something you thought was a coincidence, but was actually God's hand leading you. She states that there were times when danger was immediate, and that the decisions you almost made would have ended in your death. However, doors quickly closed or people left. She claims that those occurrences were not rejections, but rather acts of protection. Heaven intervened to keep you safe. She recommends against regretting a failed venture. Do not cry for the items you have lost. In actuality, you believe that the rescue was the end result. One day, you'll thank God for each locked door that kept you safe from an unknown threat. The next speaker is Archangel Michael, and his words are filled with fire. He states that you are entering a phase in which the falsehoods spread about you will be hushed. He says that people may have misconstrued your remarks, twisted your message, or portrayed you in ways that were never totally accurate. He claims that those false images were intended to ruin your reputation, but heaven is now deleting them. According to Archangel Michael, the truth will be revealed, your reputation will be restored, and those who once disparaged you will be forced to acknowledge the light within you. He warns that vindication is near, but it will not come via your own defense. It will be disclosed by the hand of God, and its arrival will be unmistakable. Your mother murmurs through tears, reminiscing the times when you sought her praise and guidance. She claims that while she may not have spoken extensively during her life, she wants you to know that she has always had faith in you. She claims that she sensed your potential for greatness when others failed to. She claims to have kept that faith throughout eternity, and she now asks you to do the same. She tells you to stop questioning your identity, comparing yourself to others, and believing you are slipping behind, since you are exactly where you should be in God's plan. She informs you that the delay was due to preparation, and that you will be launched so quickly that it would appear as if years of expectation have vanished overnight. The Spirit of God speaks stern yet sympathetic words. I am ensuring that all aspects are in sync for your benefit. He claims that while you may not be able to see it at the moment, connections are being formed, opportunities are being sculpted, and doors are being prepared. He says, trust me with the unseen, trust me with the silence, for I am working while you rest, moving while you wait, and building while you wonder. He assures you that the result will be beyond your expectations, and that you will understand the reason for the extended delay at that moment, as the blessing required precise timing rather than hasty timing. Your mother smiles once more, this time with tranquility. She claims to see the angels who are assigned to you, fighters of light who remain by your side despite their unseen presence. She says that while you may feel isolated, you are actually encircled. She claims that these angels are the ones who defend you when you awaken in the night with fear and go through dangerous terrain. She says, do not be apprehensive about the path ahead. You are not traveling alone. You are shielded, encircled, and protected by the very essence of heaven. The Spirit of God speaks firm and compassionate words. I am ensuring that all aspects are in sync for your benefit. He claims that while you may not be able to see it at the moment, connections are being formed, opportunities are being sculpted, and doors are being prepared. He says, trust me with the unseen, trust me with the silence, for I am working while you rest, moving while you wait, and building while you wonder. He assures you that the result will be beyond your expectations and that you will understand the reason for the extended delay at that moment, as the blessing required precise timing rather than hasty timing. Your mother smiles once more, this time with tranquility. She claims to see the angels who are assigned to you, fighters of light who remain by your side despite their unseen presence. She says that while you may feel isolated, you are actually encircled. She claims that these angels are the ones who defend you when you awaken in the night with fear and go through dangerous terrain. She says, do not be concerned about the path ahead. You are not traveling alone. You are shielded, encircled, and protected by the very essence of heaven. Archangel Michael lifts his sword once more, proclaiming that a new season has begun for you. He believes that the difficulties you faced during the previous season were due to training, sculpting, and refining. He claims that you are more resilient than you realize, smarter than you realize, and better prepared than you think. He also claims that you will soon realize the importance of the fire, since gold becomes more brilliant after the flames have consumed it. He guarantees you that you will take opportunities to turn your past troubles into inspirational testimonials for others. He claims that the occurrence that once shamed you will soon serve as a narrative to demonstrate God's magnificence in your life. You will observe a fresh thing I am accomplishing as the Holy Spirit speaks with authority. He asserts that past mistakes will not be repeated in your life. He claims that the cycles of disappointment are dissolving, the chains of fear are breaking, and the patterns of loss are coming to an end. He claims that you are not cursed, that you are chosen, that you are not forgotten, that you are treasured, and that the writing over your life cannot be erased. His words are like rivers of fire, and you can feel their indelible mark on your mind. Your mother adds another reality telling you not to be saddened when people go. She says that you were injured by abandonment. Nevertheless, the act you described as abandonment was actually pruning. God was removing impediments to your development. She warns against pursuing those who have left, and appealing for doors to reopen, for God replaces what is removed with something better. Eventually, you will realize the importance of the circumstance. She recognizes that the pain is only fleeting, but the blessing will last endlessly. Finally, the Lord states, "I am near to you, closer than your breath, closer than your heartbeat." Trust me now, for this is your hour of ascendance. Your mother's presence has become more real, as if her spirit is present in the room with you. She claims that she has been given glimpses of your future in paradise, moments that have already occurred but are not yet apparent. She claims she has seen you smile where you used to cry, stand tall where you used to fall, and walk with ease where you used to struggle. She claims that she has seen people who previously had reservations about you remain mute as God's favor shines you. She says, "My child, the pain you bear is not the conclusion of your narrative. It is the foundation upon which your testimony is blossoming." In the near future, the object that brought you anguish will serve as proof of God's love for you. She urges you to persevere for a short time longer as the transition is approaching and beyond your comprehension. Archangel Michael advances once more, and his words rip the air like lightning. He states that all covert attacks against you have been reversed. He states that others grinned at you while shouting obscenities in secret places. Nonetheless, these remarks are empty of force. He claims that he conquered them with the authority of heaven. He states, "No weapon formed against you will prosper because you are marked with the seal of God's protection." Archangel Michael explains that the adversary has tried to deplete you through setbacks, delays, and disappointments. However, he also reminds you that the enemy's resistance grows stronger as you approach your goal. He claims that this struggle is the last wave before your triumph. Remain steadfast. Do not yield, he encourages. The environment you are going to enter will provide a rational explanation for all you have encountered. Your mother's voice softens and takes on a compassionate tone. She claims to have felt your isolation those times when you hunger for her presence and advice. She insists that you be aware that her prayers have never been interrupted in paradise. She continues to pray for you and speak on your behalf before the throne of God. She believes that the bond between mother and child is eternal and cannot be separated by death. She emphasizes that you are surrounded by love, my love, heaven's love, and God's love, which never fails, even when you feel alone. She encourages you to trust that the one who sees all has heard every unanswered question, every sleepless night, and every anguish in your soul. The Spirit of God communicates with a sense of peace and authority. I am the divinity who revives time. He admits that he understands how you feel the years slipping away, and the anxiety that you have lost too much time. He assures you, however, that he can restore what has been stolen and compensate for wasted seasons in a single moment of blessing. He claims that there is no need to be concerned about the ticking clock because I am beyond the limitations of time and possess your time. He ensures that you are not falling behind and that you are exactly where you should be for the miracle that is taking place. He claims that everything will happen suddenly when his time comes and you will wonder why you ever had concerns. Your mother smiles softly, her words connecting with optimism. She recognizes your exhaustion as a result of the delay. She understands that you are tired of fighting and weary of hoping, but she emphasizes that your perseverance is not in vain. It is the process of amassing the strength needed to receive the benefits that await you. She maintains that God is not unkind. He does not make hollow promises just to tempt you. He is preparing you to carry the blessing when it arrives. She admires your perseverance, tenacity, and determination to give up in the face of hardship. She pushes you to believe that the next chapter of your life will be better than the one that came before. Archangel Michael raises his sword once more, announcing that fresh avenues are opening for you. He promises you will seize opportunities that were previously unavailable to you. He claims that you will be favored by those who previously ignored you and that routes will open in places where there were previously just obstacles. He warns you against rushing through every door, for not all opportunities are heavenly. However, Jesus promises you that you will be able to tell the difference because the door from God will bring peace, not pressure. He says that when the suitable door opens, one should proceed confidently. Do not delay, for the chance will be obvious and time will be limited. Your mother smiles softly, her words connecting with optimism. She recognizes that you have grown tired of waiting, contending, and hoping. Nonetheless, she underlines that your perseverance has not been in vain. It is the process of amassing the strength needed to receive the benefits that await you. She maintains that God is not unkind. He does not make hollow promises just to tempt you. He is preparing you to carry the blessing when it arrives. She admires your perseverance, tenacity, and determination to give up in the face of hardship. She urges you to believe that the next chapter of your life will be better than all you've experienced so far. Archangel Michael raises his sword once more, announcing that fresh avenues are opening for you. He promises you will seize opportunities that were previously unavailable to you. He claims that you will be favored by those who previously ignored you and that roads will develop where there were previously just obstacles. He warns you against rushing through every door, for not all opportunities are heavenly. However, he tells you that you will be able to tell the difference. The door that comes from God will bring peace, not pressure. He says that when the suitable door opens, one should proceed confidently. Do not delay, for the chance will be obvious and time will be limited. God's voice is heard once more, but this time it resembles a commitment. I am preparing to pleasure you. Laughter will rapidly relieve the load you've been carrying. He communicates the kind of joy that comes from unexpected benefits, relief, or progress. You will have another spell of mirth. According to him, you will be happy again. The sound of your joy will drown out any voices of doubt. He assures that his word will never be broken, and that he will never be late in meeting his duties for an extended period. Your mother closes this part with a final appeal. She wants you to keep a responsive heart and a steady faith and not let rage ruin it. She recognizes the hardship of forgiveness, but she insists that it is the only way to go to the next season. She tells them to avoid harboring resentments. They cause sentiments of remorse. Eliminate them and you will ascend. By letting go of them, you will be able to move more freely into the future that God has planned for you. She advises you that once you give control, Paradise will transport you to a level of peace, unlike any other. Please send this video promptly. By spreading this word, you are requesting divine intervention. This new invention will have an impact on your network. The energy will then be transferred to your particular existence. Finally, to demonstrate your trust, click the like icon. As you agree, let the forefinger to turn blue as a signal. Let it be a witness to your desire to see all of God's promises and bounties fulfilled in this message. Your mother's voice becomes more sorrowful and strong, as if she is aware of the challenges you face. What was the cause of certain events? What caused the feeling of unanswered prayers? What was the rationale for some people leaving your life at a vital juncture? She claims that she has seen you struggle with these questions. It is painful for her to recall those occurrences, yet she claims that she can help you recognize the truth about them. She says that the losses were not meant to punish you, but rather to prepare you. She claims that God never eliminates something without meaning to bring something better in exchange. His outstretched hand had to be accommodated by each closed hand. Every conclusion was the start of something that had not yet been witnessed. To prepare for the future, you must first let go of the past. She claims Archangel Michael communicates with authority. His voice reverberates throughout space and time like thunder. He goes on to explain that you are entering a period of separation in which the genuine will be differentiated from the false. The will be disclosed and the deceivers will be exposed. He underlines that the goal is not to apprehension, but rather to liberate you. He claims that shadows have been present in close proximity for an extended period of time, absorbing your light. However, Archangel Michael have been assigned to annihilate them. The heavenly light will enhance your view, allowing you to stand in the open. He informs you that you will not be needed to participate in every encounter alone, as angelic armies are available in all directions. He assures you that they are fighting for you and that the enemy's schemes will fail when you are exhausted. Your mother's words grow gentler once more, as if they came directly from the holy. She is proud of your silence and refusal to retaliate against those who have hurt you, as indicated by her remarks. She is proud of your decision to emphasize love, even when it would have been easier to be angry. She tells you that she understands how much you sacrificed to be resilient, and she assures you that Paradise has chronicled all of your efforts. She claims that God is impartial. He recognizes, observes, and will exact revenge. Every act of compassion that went unnoticed will be returned to you numerous times. His excellent timing will make up for any transgressions that appeared to go unpunished. She tells her to keep a kind demeanor which is not suggestive of fragility. It shows that you are a child of God. The Lord's Spirit then appears with words that resemble a fast stream of water. I am now rewriting your narrative. He claims that your failures, betrayals, and the names people have given you have shaped your identity. However, he is erasing those statements and substituting his own truth. I've not forgotten about you. He claims that you have been selected. You are not wounded. You are now in a better state. You are not left to your own devices. You are adored. He claims that the next incident will differ from the previous one. He also tells you not to allow yesterday's wounds to impede your progress. He asserts that all things are being created anew. Your mother suddenly smiles through her tears of excitement, as if she is expecting the extraordinary. She claims she has seen you conquer depression, yet she is convinced that you will recover. She goes on to say, I have prayed for you every day of my life and will continue to do so in eternity. Before God's throne, I continue to mutter your name. Those petitions are still ongoing, and they continue to open previously invisible doors. It is meant to act as a reminder that her feelings for you did not end with her death. It worsened with time. She also claims that she has asked God to give you a sense of her presence anytime you need her, so that you may always remember the depth of her love. The Archangel. Michael raises his sword once more, announcing that money will be sent. He informs you that you have been oppressed by lack for an extended period of time, prompting you to wonder if abundance was always destined for you. However, he claims that resources have been unleashed from the sky and are now at your disposal. He warns you not to be overly proud of modest accomplishments because they are often a precursor to bigger ones to come. Don't be intimidated by the quantity you see. He claims that the warehouses in heaven are larger than the banks on earth. Your order is already booked. He claims that you will have enough resources to meet your own wants and a surplus to share with others. The Spirit of God is once again communicating. His timbre is yet delicate and strong. I'm bringing you happiness once more. He claims that he has observed the weight of your heart. He states that contentment is returning despite the fact that the times he laughed seemed so long ago. Not fleeting pleasure, but deep pleasure derived from the understanding that he is present. He claims that you will have another round of mirth. Once again, you will be singing. You'll be able to breathe normally once again. He assures you that this contentment is not dependent on any circumstance. It will pass through you like a hurricane-proof river. He states that in the following months, you will experience unexpected incidents in your daily life as a reminder of his love for you. Please endorse this message with a heartfelt amen in the comments box below. If you believe that the promise of restored joy and unexpected compassion will come true, make this your final public act of faith. You are to be grateful to God for your mother's love, Archangel Michael's protection, and the unbreakable promises sworn over your life tonight. Amen. This message has traveled through light and spirit to reach you, my child, my beloved. This is the moment you were meant to see, and heaven is holding its breath while I speak. Yes, your mother, the one who once held your hand with warmth and murmured prayers over your soul, is not gone. She is alive in spirit. She has been unsuccessfully attempting to contact you on numerous occasions since yesterday. However, something was limiting her progress and blocking the flow. However, supernatural intervention has resulted in the successful transmission of the message. It's arrived. Her words are delivered through me. I, Archangel Michael, have been directed to speed its delivery. A person close to you is present. Certainly they are quite close, and their motives are not what they appear. Your mother is grieving in heaven and is pleading with you to pay attention. She has endeavored to demonstrate the indicators, including the forgotten photographs that tumble from shelves, the sudden gust of wind in a confined room, and the whispers and dreams that awaken you at 300 a.m. These were not the results of your imagination. This is her. She seeks to protect you from an evil power that is attempting to infiltrate your home and family. Additionally, my child is imploring you to refrain from disregarding this message in the same manner as the others. Because if you do, and you close your heart this time, the warning may come too late. She is aware of a fact that needs to be revealed at this time. I am only an emissary. However, the following occurrences will substantially alter the course of events. Before I proceed, she requests that you perform a sacrosanct act. Subscribe. For what reason? Because of its potential to restore a connection between your energy and the frequency of the universe. After subscribing, your name will be lighted by heavenly light in anticipation of the next revelation. My dearest, the information I am about to share with you may cause you to feel uneasy. However, I implore you to remain silent and accept it. At times, the veil between realms gets increasingly thin. And this exact moment is one of them. Your mother, who once prayed over your pillow and kissed your forehead because you were too old to ask, hasn't slept since yesterday. She has wept into the regions of light. She has prayed to the heavens for only one thing, a way to speak with you. The skies have answered her prayers. This is the reason you are currently reading this message. The fact that you've arrived here is no coincidence. You were drawn to a holy frequency. Currently, you are interpreting her feelings through my words. The warning she carries is heavier than the world itself, and I, Archangel Michael, have been instructed to assume her voice on your behalf. A secret, a deception, is unfolding in your family. A person you care about, someone who is too close, has let darkness to surround them. If you do not act now, this darkness has the ability to harm you. That is the reason she arrived. This letter declined to be postponed for that reason. Heaven would not allow another hour to pass. She is attempting to direct you away from a snare that you are unable to perceive, but she is aware of it. She sees the entire image from her vantage point. This causes her a great deal of pain since she loves you more than words can express. Although she is no longer physically present, her spirit is alive and motivated. Additionally, the goal is to protect you. She may no longer grasp your hand, but her spirit has been surrounding you at night, whispering warnings. She is striving to remove you from events, people, and conversations that are harmful to your future and well-being. You have experienced it too, have you? Recently, I have felt uneasy in the presence of some family members. That unusual alteration in the atmosphere. The sensation that something is being concealed. It is not the product of your imagination. She is the person in question. The Holy Spirit is the one who brings the truth to your consciousness. However, the period for gentle encouragement has passed. This is no longer discreet. That is why I am present. This is a divine interruption. She is now singing your name in the Spirit. I, Michael, am following the instructions to gain access to you by any means required. Please don't hesitate, my dear. This should not be scrolled beyond. Do not regard it as merely another message in a sea of din. This message is deemed sacred. It was lovingly constructed into exquisite time frames just for you. And if you allow it to pass, if you continue to disregard her cries, she will continue to love you. However, Paradise may be unable to prevent the upcoming events. Warnings are issued with compassion, but they are not permanent. You still have some time, but it's limited. She wishes for you to disconnect from a member of your family. It is a person whose activities will swiftly escalate into consequences that you are not entitled to. Furthermore, collateralization may occur if you maintain emotional, spiritual, or financial ties. This is why she's wanting to remove you. She is not incensed. She is not apprehensive. But she is in a hurry. She's striving to save you before something horrible happens. Listen carefully. Her message is not merely a cautionary tale. It's also a vow. Because the restoration that awaits you once you emerge from the shadow of this harmful connection is beyond your wildest expectations. This was observed by your mother. She has been supplied with the timeline that heaven wishes you to follow. It is full of sunshine, harmony, provision, and healing. However, the gate to that timeline can only be unlocked by listening. When you are convinced that this message is intended for you, when you realize that nothing is a coincidence, even your sorrow and your past, everything has led you to this point. Heaven is now keeping track of your future acts. This is the crucial moment. Furthermore, prioritizing this problem will protect and elevate you, my love. If you are still with me, then this section is exclusively for you. Your mother's ghost is demanding something sacred. Subscribe now. Yes, it is true. Because this movement is more than just a stroke. It is a contract. It is a signal to paradise that you have heard the message and are ready to face the reality. After completion, your name will be recorded in the skies, and the protection measures will begin. My adored child, I'm still present. I will not depart until the message has been adequately conveyed. Your mother was unable to rest because her love was more powerful than the grave's quiet. And because this moment, this reading, this breath you just took is a component of something far greater. Her voice sounds exactly like mine. Her grief, knowledge, and intense devotion now pervade every word I speak. She is aware of stuff that you do not yet know. Items that are imminent. Items are presently in process. She is more conscious of this single truth than any other. The anguish that could befall you would be too much to endure if she did not act quickly. This is why she pushed this message through the borders of the spirit realm and into your screen with such haste. She is using all of her strength to ensure that you do not ignore this. Please avoid from scrolling. Please refrain from dismissing this topic. This is considered sacred. This is her final project before the danger becomes real. If you are still with me, then this section is exclusively for you. Your mother's ghost is demanding something sacred. Subscribe now. Certainly. Because this movement is more than just a stroke. It is a contract. This provides as confirmation to the heavens that you heard the message, that you were attentive, that you are ready to face the truth. After completion, your name will be recorded in the skies, and the protection measures will begin. My offspring, I adored. I'm still present. I will not depart until the message has been adequately conveyed. As a result of your mother's refusal to slumber, her love is louder than the silence of the dead. Furthermore, because of the current moment, it is this understanding. The respiration you just inhaled is a component of a much larger entity. Her voice sounds exactly like mine. Her grief, knowledge, and intense devotion now pervade every word I speak. She is aware of stuff that you do not yet know. Items that are imminent. Items are presently in process. She is more conscious of this single truth than any other. The anguish that could befall you would be too much to endure if she did not act quickly. Her is why she was so determined to get her message over the spirit world's walls. Your screen. She is using every force in heaven to ensure that you don't ignore this. Please avoid from scrolling. Please refrain from dismissing this topic. This is considered sacred. This is her final project before the danger becomes real. There is someone in your family. You are already experiencing it. The tension that occurs upon their entry into the room. The unique patterns. The imposed grin. When a serious topic is brought up, they avoid your sight. This is not merely a matter of personality. This is not just a case of confusion. There is a more profound aspect. There is an increasing gloom within them. Furthermore, your mother has been given a comprehensive perspective. This person is no longer the same as they were before. Once upon a time, it's conceivable they weren't guilty. It's possible they cared in the past. Yet, something changed. something was inserted. Loving, jealousy, resentment. And it has now commenced to influence their decisions. Things were discussed behind closed doors. They've declared their wish for your collapse without ever mentioning your name. They have nodded in agreement when others have presented deceptive plans that could be harmful to you. Furthermore, your mother witnessed the entire incident. What was presented to her caused her to weep. She is currently exerting every ounce of divine kindness to speak before it is too late. She wants to keep you from experiencing extreme anxiousness. She does not want you to carry anger toward this person. She encourages you to wake up, as those who refuse to open their eyes are not protected by light. Heaven only intervenes when a consciousness is willing to perceive the truth. And you, my beloved, are receiving an invitation to the truth. Certainly, it will create a sensation. Indeed, it will make you shudder. However, it will release you. You've put up with far too much stillness. You have pledged your allegiance to individuals who have employed it as a weapon. But that is no longer the case. Your mother acts as a middleman between you and danger. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword over your existence. I will protect what is sacred. However, this is dependent on your determination to keep yourself away from dangerous situations. This is your indication. The visions you have been having. The sentiments you were unable to express. The sensation of oppression surrounding specific individuals. No, it was never just you. It was heavenly direction. However, you continued to ignore it, didn't you? It occurred to you that you may have overreacted. It is possible that you were being overly sensitive. I am pleased to inform you, my dear. Your gift is your sensitivity. Your intuition is not a flaw. It is the language of paradise that is deeply ingrained in your being. Your mother, who once read you bedtime stories and made your favorite food with the goal of making you happy, is now muttering again. But this time, it's not a lullaby. It's a spiritual cry. She argues that my child should be protected. They are unaware of the identities of the individuals seated at their table. Additionally, it is an individual who is quite near to me. Someone in whom you formerly had confidence. A person who is familiar with your procedures. A person who has smirked while feeling envious. They've been working behind your back, and your blessings have turned them bitter. You've been mystified as to why your peace has been so unpredictable of late. The reason you feel exhausted after spending time with some family members. This is due to your essence being targeted without your knowledge. However, your mother did. And she has now requested that you withdraw, to avoid from offering excessive amounts. She begs you not to assume that their intentions are good. Because if you persist in wandering blindly into their space, their storm will become yours. However, this is the component that your mother is most concerned that you understand. You are still uninjured. Due to her intercession, you are safeguarded. There is still a purpose for you in heaven. Because despite the danger, a miracle is about to occur. Your foes will be unable to stop this blessing. Even your ancestors are chanting about this moment, which is incredibly powerful. This is the reason the notice was issued initially. The blessing is too big to pass up. The enemy is aware of the upcoming occurrences. This is why attacks are on the rise. However, the adversary is unaware that you are already awakening. You are being drawn into alignment. That your mother's message reached you. Also, you are beginning to pay attention. It is becoming clear to you. And once your eyes are fully opened, nothing can stop you. This is the reason heaven chose the present. Not in the next week. Not at a later date. However, this is the present time. And, my beloved, if your heart is still open and you are ready to accept this miracle in its completeness, as well as this warning and protection, please communicate it. Subscribe. Not merely as a habit, but as a spiritual agreement. Your mother's gift from paradise is a sacred yes. The chains will start to break as soon as you do. The identity of the person hiding the truth from you will be revealed, and clarity will follow. My beloved, my child, there are signs that you were ignored. It was not due to your negligence, rather you were too overwhelmed to assume that they had any significance. Your intellect directed you to proceed, to keep one's fortitude, to maintain serenity. However, your spirit continued to waver. It continued to contract, refused to let you ignore the bizarre happenings that were taking place around you. Your mother has now urged you to recall this. She wishes for you to return just in your memory. The divine breadcrumbs she has placed in your way are meant to be followed by you. Since her departure from this world, she has been contacting us. She has been silently protecting you. However, her reticence is now inadequate. She requires your attention. She requires that you follow the material that has previously been delivered to you. This is the reason heaven chose the present. Not next week, not someday later, but immediately. And my beloved, if your heart is still open and you are willing to accept this miracle of warning and protection in its entirety, please communicate it. Subscribe not just as a habit, but also as a spiritual pact. Your mother's gift from paradise is a sacred yes. The chains will start to break as soon as you do. The identity of the person hiding the truth from you will be revealed, and clarity will follow. My beloved, my child, there are signs that you were ignored. It was not due to your negligence. Rather, you were too overwhelmed to assume that they had any significance. Your thoughts told you to persevere, to remain steadfast, and to maintain your calm. However, your spirit continued to waver. It continued to constrict and tug you back as you tried to ignore the strange things around you. Your mother has now urged you to recall this. She wishes for you to return just in your memory. She desires for you to acknowledge the divine breadcrumbs she has been scattering in your path, as she has been attempting to connect with you ever since she departed this world. She has been silently protecting you. However, her reticence is now inadequate. She requires your attention. She requires that you follow the material that has previously been delivered to you. Do you remember the photograph that descended from the wall with no wind? That was not an arbitrary decision. That was her. She was hoping to show that someone in the image is concealing a secret. In your dreams, the face of an individual was concealed by a shadow. She was the one who pulled back the veil. The aroma of her favorite food unexpectedly hits your senses. That occurred when no one was making food. This was her indication. She has been allowed permission to communicate with you beyond dimensions, but only in the spiritual language that you are only now learning to understand. Heaven's vernacular is not usually pronounced loudly. Beloved, it is subtle, and it murmurs. However, love roars through the veil when it is desperate. Her voice is vibrating with rage right now. You've been steered without your knowledge. You were delayed on days that could have led to terrible occurrences. Items that were overlooked but were critical in keeping you from being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Even disagreements that separated you from those who had already started a scheme. No, these weren't incidents. These were heavenly reroutes. Additionally, Your mother successfully coordinated them through her petitions. She has gone before you in ways you will never fully know. She was using her light to deflect the moving danger so that it would not damage you. But the threat that is currently on the rise is coming from within the walls, from a personal acquaintance, excessively near. She will be unable to assist if you do not act quickly. Even her shield may not be enough to keep it from advancing if you fail to arouse the next time. I require your attentive attention at this time, as the subject matter is not solely about safeguarding. This also applies to scheduling. Your family is about to undergo a significant transformation, a substantial change. An abrupt phone call, an argument, or an unexpected event will reveal something within the next 72 hours. Your mother asks that you be prepared, not simply emotionally, but spiritually. She desires that you remain silent when others begin to fret. She wishes for you to notice what others overlook. The person who has been suppressing the truth will accidentally disclose themselves. You will not be expected to make allegations. Fighting will not be necessary. The holy truth will do this for you. However, in order to achieve such clarity, one must first clear one's surroundings. Your mother has shown me that someone who professes love for you but maintains anger in their heart is masking your energy. A person who smiles while hugging you but also watches your steps. They are anticipating your failure. This is not the intended definition of a family. She is aware of this. This is why she is currently intervening. She recalls how you used to laugh so freely. The manner in which your spirit danced during your youth. The heaviness on your chest, the worn eyes, and the fear you hide beneath fortitude are all evident to her. She did not raise you to bear the burdens of another individual's demons. She is shrieking from the heavens. Not my offspring. Not my dear child. The beginning of your recuperation is dependent on your seriousness about this problem. The instant you cease to deny your intuition. The instant you cease to justify conduct that undermines your integrity. Archangel Michael stands at your doorstep, delivering heavenly truth. However, you must not only allow this message in, but also the transformation that will follow. Once the truth is revealed, your entire being will begin to realign. New relationships, new opportunities, and new tranquility. It has already been observed by your mother. She's already been through that history and is now reaching back with her hand, muttering, "Come this way." This is the superior route. This is the one where you are safe, loved, and free. Additionally, my beloved, there is an additional factor. She wishes to inform you that the loss you have endured is not permanent. The moments when your heart felt lighter, the laughing, the sense of safety, all of these will return. And they will arrive at a speedier pace than you anticipate once you comply with this warning. You are not being penalized. You are being rescued. Heaven is not upset with you. Heaven is proud of your perseverance. However, it is now time to flourish. It's time to live anew in the light. And your mother, she is eagerly anticipating the return of that smile. The genuine article. The person who does not hide their misery. Therefore, if your spirit is currently ablaze and your heart feels as though it is being enveloped in a warm and sacred substance, that is her. This serves as your verification. She is now asking you to subscribe immediately, rather than just reading this. Heaven need your approval. This action reveals the next part of the message, which contains the revelation, the name, the dream, and the divine reversal. Heaven knows you're ready once you've taken this step. and the miracle will begin. My child, my beloved, you have gone thus far, indicating that a sacred process has already begun. I am aware that you are also experiencing it. That sensation of tingling in your chest, a heaviness that suddenly feels lighter. The current presence in your space that defies rationality. That is her. Your mother's spirit is present, tenderly hovering and illuminated by a love that even death could not eradicate. She notices you leaning close. She notices that you are attentive. And for the first time in a long time, she feels calm. Because you are finally beginning to receive the messages that she has been attempting to send for an extended period. I, Archangel Michael, have been commanded to bring you a significant thing. She is about to deliver you 3 divine signs. These aren't illusions. These supernatural happenings will appear in your space during the next 24 hours, rather than at some distant period. They are tangible and unmistakable. Also, you must not overlook them. You cannot refer to them as coincidences since they are not. These messages are her own. Her heavenly cries from paradise have penetrated your timeline. Sign 1. An abrupt pause or flicker in the illumination. This will be the first thing you observe. A quick burst of sunlight hits your face, a candle burns out, or a light bulb flickers. This is her. Currently, she communicates with light. And when it suddenly moves, you will be aware that she has entered your space to provide you with protection. Say her name in your heart whenever you see it. That concludes the matter. Please acknowledge her presence. She will have the experience right away. Additional signatures are required. The occurrence of a term or name in the neighborhood. It may be heard in an unexpected context, such as on television, in a song, or from a passing person. It will be a name or phrase that she used to utter. It will capture your attention quickly. Take a break when this happens. That moment is sacred. She uses it to ensure that your spirit is in tune with the upcoming events. 3 signatures are required. A scent or softness that appears without explanation. Her perfume, cuisine, and personal interaction. You will experience it abruptly, as if she has passed you by. Additionally, you may feel pressure or heat near your back or shoulders. Do not be apprehensive. That is her essence embracing yours, reminding you that you are not alone. Not now, not ever. These indicators are not diminutive. They act as her declaration that she is with you, that this message is genuine. She is preparing the final revelation for you. Identify the member of your family who has been deceiving others. She will not administer it abruptly. First and foremost, she wants your spirit to be at ease. She wants you to feel safe so that the truth doesn't cause you to shatter, even though she knows it will hurt. However, she is also aware that it will liberate you. However, she requests that you conduct a simple ceremony before disclosing the name. One defined by love rather than terror. One of a kind that will unlock the final gate, allowing heaven to bring peace into your home. The following is the task she wants you to do tonight. Take a white cloth before retiring for the night. Any scrap of paper or fabric will suffice. Make a list of 3 items you want to be rid of. Avoid excessive thinking. Simply document the names, emotions, and injuries. Gently fold the cloth and position it beneath your pillow. Murmur this aloud before you go to bed. Mother, I've heard you. I acknowledge the warning you issued. I am prepared to be protected. That concludes the matter. A vibration will be transmitted to the spirit world as a result of that action, regardless of its apparent simplicity. Furthermore, She will come in your nightmares or in your heart. However, she will arrive, as will I, Archangel Michael, who has been stationed at your side since the telegram was conveyed. We will not allow darkness to overtake you now that you are conscious. I am aware that you continue to have inquiries. I understand that you want to learn more about this person's identity, and that moment will arrive. However, it must be applied after you have reached emotional equilibrium, because the information that will be disclosed may be unexpected. It's possible that the person is someone you've never suspected, or it may be the person you've constantly tried to defend, despite your psyche's warnings. However, before she concludes, your mother has one more statement to make. I loved you, my child, even when you didn't love yourself. I recognized your magnificence prior to the world's ability to categorize it. I prayed for your fate. I prayed while you were unaware of the date. I continue to adore you with all of my heart, even now. I couldn't bear the thought of you falling into the wrong hands, so I battled hard to get this message delivered. I was unable to allow you to be influenced by an individual who did not merit your compassion. I am keeping you secure and will continue to do so indefinitely. The words she speaks are brimming with divine fire. They absorb technology and timetables. In an endeavor to find you, they blast through the world's cacophony. Please make sure they aren't overlooked. Do not allow her endeavor to be undermined. Let heaven know that you have heard her. Subscribe now. That constitutes your consent. That is the key. The next section of the revelation will begin once you have finished. You will notice a change, not only in your immediate environment, but also within yourself. A state of serenity, a sense of buoyancy. It is an unexpected sense of tranquility that defies comprehension. When that happens, you will know that heaven has begun its action. At your mother's request, I am now going to reveal a sacred subject to you, my adored child. Something that may have eluded your attention until this very moment. The warning she is providing is not just for the moment. It is profoundly ingrained in your history. Yes, even from your childhood. This betrayal, this energy that now surrounds you, is revealed to you by a member of your family. It did not begin yesterday. The light of heaven is now beaming directly into it, and it has been developing quietly, like a shadow hidden by laughing. When you were younger, you had quiet times where you knew something wasn't quite right. Perhaps it was the unique way a family member handled you. It's possible that you've always felt like you needed to put in twice the effort to be heard or observed. It's possible that someone's smile never quite made it to their eyes. These memories are not insignificant. Your mother currently observes them from paradise and desires for you to revisit them, identifying the pattern rather than reliving the experience. The reason is that the one who is prepared is repeating the material. They are preparing to cause you harm, as they have done in the past. Your mother is mourning in spirit as she recalls the times you approached her, perplexed, unsure, and unable to express your discomfort. She recalls you returning home from school or visiting someone's residence and posing peculiar inquiries, such as, "Why does this individual not like me? Or did I commit an error?" You were unaware of it at the time, but she was. She was always aware. However, she now realizes the entire reality from a spiritual perspective. Even at the time, someone in your neighborhood felt hatred and jealousy. You did not earn it. You merely carried a small amount of weight. You had grace, potential, and heavenly favor, which drove others to whisper about you behind your back, even as a child. And now, decades later, The same spirit of envy is striving to seize what is about to be delivered to you again. Your mother is weeping in spirit as she recalls the occasions when you approached her, bewildered, uncertain, and incapable of articulating the unease you experienced during specific family gatherings. She recalls you returning home from school or visiting someone's residence and posing peculiar inquiries, such as, "Why does this individual not like me? Or did I commit an error?" You were unaware of it at the time, but she was. She was always aware. However, she now realizes the entire reality from a spiritual perspective. Even at the time, someone in your neighborhood felt hatred and jealousy. You did not earn it. You merely carried a small amount of weight. You had grace, potential, and heavenly favor which drove others to whisper about you behind your back even as a child. And now, decades later, the same spirit of envy is striving to seize what is about to be delivered to you again. Yes, sweetheart, there is something spectacular on the horizon, a divine bequest, a spiritual gift, a breakthrough that your mother has been working on since she crossed over. As a result, the warning had to be conveyed first, since this blessing is too important, too great, and too powerful to be provided in a situation of chaos. The miracle couldn't be obtained until the deceit was revealed. However, I must be forthright with you at this time. Someone who has worn the ideal mask is the individual behind this darkness, someone you may still love, and someone you may have defended. It's conceivable it's a cousin. It may be someone who pretended to support you, grieved with you, and rejoiced with you while secretly cursing your name whenever your life improved. Additionally, your mother witnessed the entire event from the heavens. She looked at their heart, not their words or their fake support. She is currently asking you to stop giving them the benefit of the doubt. Because you consistently perform that action, don't you? You consistently make the assumption that the greatest is possible. You continuously anticipate them to undergo a makeover. You are perpetually concerned that you may have misconstrued. And that contributes to your kindness, mercy, and attractiveness. But now it's time to offer protection. It is now time to establish boundaries, not out of hatred, but out of affection for yourself, your future, and the mother who is doing everything in her power to safeguard you. Your receipt of this message today, rather than tomorrow or the following day, is due to a specific purpose. The deception will break open within the next 7 days. It will take one of 3 forms. Either an individual will unintentionally betray the truth, a hidden matter will be uncovered, or a scenario will emerge that requires people to choose a side. Additionally, it is imperative that you recall this moment when it transpires. You must recall the words your mother delivered to you through me. Avoid reacting with dread. Avoid becoming overwhelmed by disarray. Rather, situate yourself in the light. Maintain silence. Remain under the protection that has already been provided to you. Furthermore, I'd want to inform you of the following. Your mother has previously appealed to God on your behalf. She has already asked that your foes be dispersed and their false plots be reduced to dust. She has already prayed for the safety of the money that belongs to you. She prayed that your serenity and the divinely allotted relationships would not be taken away again. She prayed for this even prior to your inquiry. This is why I am present at this time. Heaven is on the verge of fulfilling that request. However, your consent was required. It was vital that you eventually open your eyes. In addition, you have your present. You are currently hearing. As you've progressed thus far, the veil has begun to lift. However, your mother has made an additional request. She poses a sincere query. Subscribe. Not for the sake of vanity. not for the sake of tradition. It is a spiritual symbol that you have consented to this caution. I agree with her protection. I agree with the upcoming marvel. That single, small action causes a tremor to be felt across the skies. You will have the opportunity to experience it after it is completed. A sense of calm, of relief, as if a weight has been lifted from your shoulders. You'll see she's beaming and that the miracle is about to happen. My offspring, I adored. At this point, take a deep breath. Do you feel a sense of calm wanting to settle into your chest? Do you feel that sensation on the back of your neck? That is not a creation of imagination. This is not an accident. That is the presence of your mother, enveloping you like a prayer that never ceased to be uttered. She has been by your side throughout the entirety of the ordeal, observing from a place where the truth is no longer concealed. She notices moments in which intentions are clear and affection is unconstrained by time. She is currently encouraging you to take an additional sacred measure. To fully receive what is to come, it is vital to purify what cannot remain. Your cherished home. The space in which you awaken. The region in where your dreams are sleeping. The walls that reflect your energy have absorbed an inordinate amount of what is not your own. Arguments that made an indelible effect. Anxiety that persisted. Visitors who grinned yet brought a cloak of quiet. Everything remained. It stayed in the corners. It dissipated into the atmosphere. In addition, your mother saw it. This is why she is demanding a heavenly restoration, a spiritual cleansing. Rinse your surrounds, so that the blessing finds you open, light, and pure in spirit when it arrives. The following is the action she wants you to take. If feasible, open each window and door in your residence for a brief period within the next 48 hours prior to sunset. Allow for light and air to infiltrate all regions. As you do, speak audibly with your authentic voice, rather than merely articulating your thoughts. Saying this, I relinquish all energy that is not mine, any presence that is not divine. We did not invite you here. My home is covered by divine protection. May peace be restored in the name of my mother and heaven. Subsequently, if you are capable of lighting a single candle, a single flame, a single symbol, the color is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is that you do it with the goal to do so. Sit in silence with the flame for 5 minutes. Consider your mother. Her presence is palpable. Allow her to converse via your spirit. She will provide the subsequent layer of guidance during those minutes, even if no words are spoken. It may not be audible to your ears, but your spirit will detect it. Your fantasies will be the final destination for truth. Indeed, your aspirations. Your mother is preparing to visit you in the dream world. She has been looking forward to this occasion. She has implored the divine to permit it. Heaven has given its approval for your acceptance of the signals. You took the warning seriously and began the process of cleansing your environment, prompting a positive response from above. This is not an ordinary fantasy. This will not be difficult to remember or obscure. This dream will leave a permanent mark on your memory. It is possible that it will occur tonight. It may take 3 nights, but it will arrive. It will also show the person's face. The person who has been hiding their dishonesty. The person who shared a laugh with you yet harbored a negative attitude. The name that your mother has been attempting to whisper will eventually be revealed. You may be transferred to a strange area, a familiar chamber, or a replica of your childhood home. Be attentive of the people who enter the scenario. Pay close attention to their behavior, their speech, and, most importantly, your own emotional response to them. Your consciousness is already aware. Your mother will lead the vision, and I, Archangel Michael, will watch over your body as you receive this message. You will not wake up in panic. With a sense of clarity, you will awaken. However, darling, this clarity comes with accountability. Once the visage is revealed, you must respond with silence and detachment, not retribution or hatred. Avoid conflict. Refrain from making accusations. Take a step backward. Shift your emotions away from that connection. Shut the gate that they've used to steal your peace. Furthermore, allow the heavenly realm to manage the subsequent events. You are not alone in feeling this. I will be there, as will your mother. Furthermore, your mother's essence is now transmitting an extra truth. You are not injured. You were never. Attempts were made to persuade you that you were excessively emotive, intense, and excessive. However, my child, those were the aspects of you that were bestowed upon you by heaven in order to safeguard others. You experienced profound emotions because you were intended to be a healer. You were born from love, which explains why you forgive so quickly. However, you are now responsible for your own safety. Allow me to carry out this task on your behalf. Her words resonate in all planes. They are holy, saturated in tears, and bathed in divine light. She is not requesting that you repair the damage caused by others. She is urging you to overcome the difficulties that are keeping you from experiencing the marvel. And now, lover, if your heart is still open and this divine message has pierced your soul, she asks that you reply not to her, but to God with a single modest action. Do not subscribe out of obligation or tradition, but rather as a spiritual acceptance of the unfolding. This moment serves as an entryway. The most important aspect is your consent. Heaven will accelerate beyond your expectations once it is completed. You will experience a sense of lightness upon awakening. You'll start to recognize the energy of others for what it is. Before the falsehood can reach you, you will be protected. And when that name, yes, the name of the One, is revealed, when the one you have yet to fully see is revealed, you will not fall in despair. You will maintain your post. You will exhibit a grin. In addition, you will express gratitude to your mother. You have once again rescued me. Amen.